Dean here, A&D Adventures on Timber Mountain. So a couple of days ago I was working with the HM130 Max and the motor started sputtering a little bit. So it already happened to me where there was a little bit of water in the gas and dirt and whatnot, so I took the carb off. And when I took the carb off to clean it out, there was nothing there. A little bit of sediment, or very little sediment, I should say, in the carburetor bowl. So I put it all back together, and again tried to restart it, and it was spitter and sputter and whatever. So the next thing you do is, if you have a tester, you put a tester on it. If not, change the spark plug. Start with that. So I changed the spark plug, and again, no positive. It was spittered and spattered a bit. So I took my tester out, and lo and behold, there was not a strong current to the spark plug. In other words, the coil was going and it was intermittent, or it was going completely. So at the last it went. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to send it out to get it repaired or get a coil, because it would have taken 2 or 3 days to get a coil. So what I ended up doing was I ended up buying a Pro Point motor, 14 horsepower, same thing, starter, everything from Princess Auto. I have to admit, it fit right in there like it was meant to be there. Anyways, so I've been working with it for 2 days, and so far so good. I don't know if anybody else has had any trouble with the 14 horsepower motor, but I believe at about 25-30 hours, that motor that was there, I had to readjust the valves in the motor. Not a lot, but just enough so it wouldn't run properly. Anyways. So 2 days later, I'm still working, and all of a sudden I get a little restriction on the carriage mover, which the handle which moves up and down. I said, oh, here it comes again. So what ends up happening is, in here, there's 2 washer bearings, it's called. And after a while, if you haven't greased them, unfortunately, there's no way to grease that. Maybe a little bit of a defect on Woodland Mills. I don't know if anybody else has had that, but this is the second time I have an HM126, and that happened too. So that's how I knew what to do. So you remove the handle, you remove the guide here, and you undo your 2 lock nuts that are here, and behind that, the first washer bearing. You take a look at that. So that one was good, actually. Then you pull out the whole shaft that goes through and adjusts. So by pulling out the shaft, you find out if the cage that holds the bearings is still good. So when I pulled it out, there actually was a little bit of wear on the cage, but I caught it in time. But there was 4 bearings missing. So what I ended up doing is taking a magnet, which I was able to go in and get them. And what I did was I re-greased both bearings, put it back in, and now I don't have that restriction that I was having. Obviously, when you're going down, there's no restriction. It's when you're lifting that's going. So if you start feeling that it's getting a little harder, and you feel in the handle, what was happening was I was feeling the restriction. There was some kind of grinding going along, because obviously after 4 bearings fall out, something's wearing. But again, I caught it in time, so I knew what to do. So hindsight, do your maintenance, change your oil, grease everything you can every once in a while. Now, like I said, I have 120 hours on this. So if you have a problem, try to do it at 100 hours. By doing it 100 hours, you negate any problems you will have. Anyways, just a little tidbit of information. But the machine is still a good machine. Have a great day.